back to another episode of the Idiots 101 podcast. Today we're going to be talking about a bunch of stuff, and starting with the free birthday Whopper loophole. So basically, I should probably take this off. Basically, Hungry Jack's offer a free birthday Whopper, and to sign up, right, for this free birthday Whopper, you only have to have an email. So if you just have a bunch of emails, whenever you feel hungry, there's a catch. You have to set your birthday to a day after the day you're currently in. Otherwise, it will be invalid. So you kind of have to premeditate that. You have to premeditate your hunger by a day. But if you make an account, say your birthday is tomorrow, and you're using an email because that's all it requires, the day after you will get a free birthday Whopper. So it's pickup only. You'd have to go to the location and get the Whopper, and yeah, it's a free Whopper. So might as well, you know. Now I brought this up a few days ago, and everything now that we bring up that we think is even somewhat interesting, we go podcast topic, and now we're going to talk about it in detail. Here's why it would work. So obviously, the free Whopper is meant for your birthday, right? But there's nowhere in the T's and C's, there's nowhere in the rule book of Hungry Jack's that says you can't lie about your age and get the Whopper any day you want. So, to put it to the test...
Have you read all of it?
Shut up. To put it to the test, last week I got an account and got a free Whopper, and I went there and I got the free Whopper. I didn't have to pay anything, and I got a free Whopper. So it works, but depending on how much you can do it without getting caught, that's not my thing, you know? That's not something I can control. But this is what we were talking about, right? They can't refuse me service. They can't.
Yes, they can.
Yeah, but no, they can't, because I haven't
Yes, they can.
I haven't done anything. I've got chicken hair in my hair. I haven't done anything. They can't just refuse.
They can still refuse you service.
No, because I haven't done anything. That's discriminatory.
The same way, if you were to give them money, they can, if they don't like it because you pulled it out of your underwear or some shit, they can just refuse it. Or if you try paying for something that's in like the single digit numbers with like $100 thing, they can just refuse that as well. That's a legal thing they can do.
Yeah, you
So
see,
they can just refuse.
That's illegal thing they do. That's not allowed. They can't just refuse
Not
me
illegal,
service because
legal.
You said illegal.
It's a legal thing they can do.
But that's discriminatory. They can't just do that.
No, it's not discriminatory.
It is.
It's not.
It is.
They're not discriminating.
Okay.
They're not doing it because of your skin or whatever. It's because you're trying to beat their system.
Well, who's to say it's not because I'm a white male?
Isn't it?
They're gonna say that because they'll serve me. If you and me went to the same place, and the day prior you went, hey, can I get a free birthday fucking Whopper, and then tried it again the next day, and I went in the same time as you at the set for the like. Maybe not the same time, but, you know, the same day. They would serve me, but wouldn't serve you, presuming they're doing their job correctly.
Okay, by your logic, that means you wouldn't get served either.
What?
Why?
Because if you're trying to get a free Whopper as well, then you're not getting served.
No.
No, you went in a day prior, right?
Yeah.
And you went for the free Whopper birthday thing, and then you tried it again the next day, and I went in that same day. They would serve me, and not you, presuming they were doing your job right. They are doing their job right.
They're doing my job, yes. No, no, because they wouldn't serve you.
Why wouldn't they serve me?
Because we're trying to get free Whoppers. If they're not going to let me get one, they're not going to let you get one.
Yeah, but you did it the day prior. I'm doing it that day, and they haven't seen me prior trying to get a free Whopper. It's designed per customer. You are one customer. No matter how many emails you have, you are one customer.
Yeah, but nowhere in the rules are very limited, and in the thing it writes there, it says one reward per voucher per customer, which means if you have a bunch
say per customer,
per voucher per customer.
per voucher per customer.
Yeah, so only that
You are one customer.
Yes, but if you are not understanding what I'm saying here. If it's per voucher per customer, which means if you have a bunch of different vouchers, you can just keep using them.
No.
Yes.
It's designed for one customer.
But
that you're supposed to have one account. And we did go over this with ChatGPT. They even said that you can't do it.
Yeah, but nowhere do they say you're not allowed to do it. It's not breaking any rules. They're not going to stop me. And if they do stop me, sue.
Sue them for what?
For money?
No, I mean, what are you suing them for?
Money.
That they refused you. Why are you
This
suing
guy's
them?
autistic.
Fuck me.
I'm suing them because they're refusing me service.
Yes, okay. What law are you suing them under?
Yeah.
They're not giving.
What law are they breaking?
Discrimination.
Why is it discrimination?
Because they're not serving me because they. I don't
Why
know.
is it discrimination?
I don't. Okay, listen.
They're just not serving you. Look, the way it works, right, is every corporation has every right to refuse one person for whatever reason not to serve. Now, if they did it by race and they did it in a
Who's to say they didn't do it by race?
Because
By racial?
they serve a lot of white people.
Yeah,
and
but
there's
they just
probably
don't
a
like
lot of
me.
rece-
So that's
Then
That has nothing to do with race.
that's not race, then.
okay. So it's just discrimination.
No, they have every right to refuse you service.
But why? What's their reasoning then, huh?
They don't need a reasoning.
Well, they do, because otherwise, let's put me in the position of a racist. I'm a racist right now. I'm working at the Hungry Jack's thing, and a minority walks in, and I'm going to refuse them service. I'm not going to tell them why, but I'm going to refuse them service. Then what's
you,
cool? They're going to
not
try
the
and sue
company.
me. They're going to try and sue me, and then I'm going to go, well, I didn't let them because I just wanted to refuse them service.
That's you refusing them service. You are not Hungry Jack's. You are, you are just some customer. Hungry Jack's has every right to refuse you service.
I'm saying if I'm working at Hungry Jack's and I'm there, if I refuse someone, then if they sue me, I'm just going to say the reasoning, oh, I'm not being discriminatory. I just decided I didn't want that guy to eat today. Like, that's just allowed?
Yeah,
That's
but
not how
you
that
said
works.
it. That guy, if you served other people of the same race, then it's not discrimination.
Okay, no, it's everyone, they just coincidentally, I didn't like all of the black people, okay? They just didn't get food today. Then I'm just going to say, oh, I'm sorry, I don't know. I was just picking random customers I didn't want to serve, and it was them.
Well, then what Hungry Jack's is going to do is they're going to pin it on you. They're going to go, right, this guy our cashier didn't serve them and didn't have a proper reasoning for it, and he does not represent us. So they will throw you under the bus.
Okay, so then I'm still going to say
You
the
can't
I like
sue.
trains.
You can't. Yeah, well, now you're discrimination, right? That's discrimination. Because you're refusing service a specific group of people based on their race.
Yeah, but I'm just
Or gender, or
saying,
whatever.
oh yeah, I just refused them service because I wanted to refuse them service, no particular reason. Then what?
Then the judge is just going to find you guilty of discrimination.
So then what's the difference with me if I go in and I'm like, I want a
Because
free
you are one person. You are not thousands.
What if I had 5 different people all going to get a free Whopper and they said no to all of them?
well, then they would need a legitimate reason.
We cracked the case.
If that
So,
legitimate-
if you want free birthday Whoppers, get your group of boys.
No. Yeah, they would need a legitimate reason. You know what that legitimate reason would be? They're trying to get a free birthday Whopper on a day that is not their birthday. Boom.
How did I know?
You now have to prove,
How did I know?
because if you went in the day prior and said the same thing, they have that shit on receipt. They have that shit saved. So now you have to prove that your birthday is that day. And then they're gonna go, right, then why did you come in the day prior?
It was my friend's
And what are you gonna do?
birthday.
You gonna say you have 2 dirt birthday? Okay. What friend?
2 Death birthdays. Like a fucking Star Wars character. It's Darth birthday.
2 birthdays?
Yeah, I do. So what? Then what do they get? What if my birthday? What if I was born May 31st at 11:59 p.m. and I came out at also at May 32nd at midnight?
It's whatever's written on your birth certificate. Whatever the doctor wrote.
Okay, but could you be born on 2 separate days and then count both days?
No, because the doctor will write 1 day.
Well, the doctors are fucking stupid. Okay. Whatever. That's fine. That's a separate issue. It's
You're not
just,
winning
it's all
this.
the doctor's fault. It's all the doctor's fault. Well, next we've got is... Now, this question came up a few days ago. Sleeping in the shower, right? Would that be hygienic?
Not hygienic.
Yeah, but how...
No.
Okay. See, this,
No
I'm
way, no.
excited for this one.
Do you-
How would
do
it
you-
not be
okay.
hygienic?
Do you know how what happens if you leave water in a bottle for multiple days?
It decomposes.
It becomes water.
It molds. I've got
Water
bottles that
doesn't mold.
because
What?
water does not mold, but it causes
It
mold.
disintegrates.
Yeah, but you're not... Wait. No, because...
You can't. That's immediately unsanitary.
But you're not... You're in the shower, not the mold. I don't understand what's
Water
up.
in an area
Shit.
for a prolonged
Shit,
area
nah, he's got a
causes
point. He's
mold.
got a point.
That immediately
Okay,
makes it
pools.
unsanitary.
Pools. What about pools?
They're cleaned with chlorine, pretty often.
What about bathtubs?
Chlorine stops it.
Yeah.
Bathtubs.
see,
Bathtubs are made of porcelain. That doesn't fucking... Is it porcelain? I don't know.
Porcelain?
It's not...
Sounds like a fucking...
It's like what your toilet's made out of.
You bear.
What?
That's why they call it a porcelain throne.
For the poor people.
Yeah, you're getting it now.
Yeah.
It's not able to grow mold. Not
Okay,
unless
so
there's
then
a
why
crack
aren't
in it.
showers made about that?
I am a robot. I am a robot.
Ryan, shut the fuck up.
Because a bathtub, right? It goes into the tub. With a shower, it can go outside, essentially. Right? Like your tiles can get wet. If your
Yeah.
tiles are wet for long enough, they will start molding. They will start to grow mold.
But you're not on the tiles, you're in the shower.
That mold would then leak into the shower.
It's
And
not
you
an infection, it's mold.
Yeah, but it's like dirt still. It's not clean.
Okay, but I don't think you understand how this works. So if you sleep in the shower, it's always on, you're getting cleaned. That's hygienic.
No. Being in water does not make you hygienic.
If you're being...
It is...
You're washing in the
You have to
water.
kind of use soap to be proper hygienic. If you're just drenching yourself in water, then people would be having baths in their pools.
Could people not just bring soap into a pool?
I mean, there's chlorine usually already in it, right?
But that doesn't clean
So
you,
it-
does it?
Kinda does. It's like a... how do I put it? You know those, bottles of Dettol that, do 99.9% of germs. It's kind of like that. Just kills shit.
That 0.9 is something.
0.9? What?
Yeah. That
Okay.
0.1. My bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of fucked up there.
Oh, bad.
It's not hygienic.
Okay.
Being wet doesn't make you hygienic. It also gets you sick.
But it doesn't.
I'm always wet.
How does being wet get you sick?
Just for prolonged, it like can weaken your immune system.
Leak in your immune system. I'm not like translucent.
Weaken.
But
Your immune system.
okay. You know what? This is beyond my knowledge. Our next topic. Okay.
Plumbers.
I need to reiterate. I need to iterate here. Okay. I was thinking the other night, right?
It's a wall.
I was thinking the other night. Planes and stuff, customs, they don't let you bring bombs on, right? Or anything explosive.
Typically, yeah.
But you could get around that. So the way you could get
How
around
would
it.
you get?
So, all right.
What,
I
you
got an
shove it up
example.
your ass?
No, because they would still catch that. This is. You see this? This is my spare phone. If I take the case off this thing, you can kind of see. It's kind of like big, right? It's kind of thick. That's the lithium battery inside, right? I think it's expanded, which means this thing's going to blow up one day. Hopefully not while I have possession of it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that means, right, you could bring this onto a plane. You could just take the screen off on the plane, puncture the battery, kabooey.
Shiv it.
Like, you literally could do that.
It's not gonna be a big enough explosion.
Yeah, how
But it's
large of a bomb are we talking about?
Okay,
here?
it's still, even, it doesn't matter if it's not big enough, it's still a bomb. You could just bring it onto a plane.
But that bomb ain't gonna do shit.
Okay, but Ryan, fire is gonna get caused from it. It's gonna spread.
Fire extinguisher.
Yeah,
They
okay.
carry those on
Right.
planes.
Thank God that planes do have this stuff. But, like, seriously, that's a real hazard, is it not? Like, if they wanted to bring
Well,
a
I mean,
bomb into a
I'm
plane, what if they
sure-
just bought 10 of these, right? They just bought 10 of these. They put them under a bunch of seats. Like, they puncture it, they put it under a seat, wait for it to blow.
Well, first they're gonna question why you're bringing 10 phones onto the fucking plane.
no, okay. That,
And they
wouldn't-
might flag it.
They wouldn't question why you bring
There's a
10
good
phones,
chance.
would they?
Yeah.
I mean, there's one easy way to test this, but there's no going back after I try.
Yeah, you might not be able to leave the country.
I might not be able to leave prison.
Whoopsie
2
doopsie.
phones, yeah, you can get away with that. 3, maybe. 10? No.
What if it's like it's like a group of people? They have like 10 phones between them.
A group of people with 10 phones between. Yeah, but then you'd also be paying like 10 people's tickets.
How's that 10? That's
Probably not that.
like 3 people's tickets if they all bring 3 phones or something.
You'd still be down a phone. That would be 9.
Yeah, I know, but like you could just sneak an extra one
What are
in
you
your pocket.
doing?
What?
What?
I'm just trying to see like the light reflecting.
What are you
know?
doing?
Like look at that. I can reflect
what are
the
you
light
doing?
on my phone.
And you can't hide a phone
No
on you.
what?
Well, you can
No
put it
more
in your
camera.
pocket. No, put your camera back on.
No,
You need
because
that.
they're gonna
No
fucking
more
metal
camera.
detect you.
Metal detect you. You know, Sneezy, it does show that you've never been to an airport.
I presume you're gonna walk through a metal detector, right?
Okay, yes, Sneezy, that's
That
why
you do.
You don't, what's it called? You don't have it in your pockets then. Okay, at airports, you have these trays, and you put your stuff
Yes,
in the
I
trays
know.
and they go through.
You put it in trays and they go separately. I know that.
Yeah.
But you're going to have to put the 4th phone there.
Yeah,
And they're gonna go, why the fuck
here's
have
the
you
thing.
got 4 phones?
Here's the thing, you could consider, like, I have a MacBook. If I bring my MacBook, I can just have MacBook there, have 2 phones on the side there, have 2 phones underneath, while the thing will still see through everything. It won't see, like, the of the 2 phones. You know?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know how the fucking thing.
Yeah. Now, I'm not trying to
They might
encourage.
see it.
I'm not encouraging terrorism whatsoever. It's a horrible thing, which is kind of why we're talking about it, to try and like get airlines to stop fucking boom boom in planes. But
I kind of stopped a long time ago.
well, no, it didn't. Have you seen this year? You seen everything
No.
happening with planes this year?
Well, I mean, it's not as prevalent as it was before.
Ba-da-ba-ba.
This year, maybe a lot more than usual with all the fucking bombings with
Yeah,
planes
there's
and
always
shit.
there's always outliers.
Anyway, look, that's that. I just thought that was interesting because like, it's kind of a loophole, you know?
And even then, it's a phone battery, lithium.
Yeah,
small
lithium batteries
battery.
are
It's not gonna-
fucking no. Lithium batteries are fucked, man. Like you can do serious damage with that shit. You know? Anyway,
I'm gonna look this up. What is the force?
what is the force? I'm pretty sure they have it in Star Wars. Where, they like lift the fucking
Hey.
people by their throats.
The
They can also like just go like, I'm doing it. I'm using the force. See, look at that. You know, like
when a lithium-ion battery explodes, it can release a significant amount of energy, equivalent to about 5.57 grams of TNT. That's what you're carrying around in your pocket, my guy?
TNT.
TNT. I'm dynamite.
Yeah, no, that. Now that I think about it, 5 grams of dynamite is sitting right there.
Well, I don't think it's. Yeah.
That's kind of scary now that I think about it. As much as I want to put it in the bin, that means if I put it in the bin, it goes to one of those landfill places and they're going to start crushing shit and it's going to blow.
61.72 kilojoules when it undergoes a thermal runaway.
Anyway, next topic. How can we talk
wanna
about
skip
this?
that?
How can we talk about this without
Well, no, this is a preference thing.
this? Yeah, I guess it's a. Okay.
Yes.
The-
The next one is just yes.
What is the? Booth, do you want to lead us? It's your topic. It's your topic. Do you want to lead
Yeah,
us?
you know, Booth, you say it, your
Uh,
topic.
What top are we going on?
It's your topic. The only one you've written down.
Oh, the hottest race?
Yeah. Yeah,
What?
that's the one.
Asian?
No, you missed the whole fucking bit. You
Come on.
fucking
No.
idiot, man. The whole
gotta
point.
shut up.
The whole point was to talk about like the hottest country in the world and shit. You know?
Oh, that's right.
And you
That's-
just.
I mean, not Asian. No, what? That's not a country, you idiots. Why would you say that?
Asian's too broad anyway.
China.
Real shit.
No, okay.
China. China's not that hot.
No.
Yeah, see,
Hear
Ryan
me
would
out.
know.
With their population,
What?
now, my thinking is that with their population, it would be really hot just because of how many people are there, and the body heat would produce a lot of heat.
Okay.
How many people
but
do you think are in one room at any given moment?
it's not gonna be hotter than the fucking Sahara.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
it's hotter
sure they
than the
had
desert.
like the hottest place on Earth last year.
He's just got the stats up. Hottest countries in the world. China 1. Saudi Arabia 2. No, but I think
Egypt 5.
Egypt would not be
Egypt
5. It'd be
5.
much higher. But no, it would have to be some fucking desert place, right? Australia would be
Yeah.
up there, would it not?
Yeah, I reckon it would be.
No.
We're on average pretty hot.
Yeah,
If you
probably.
in the middle of isn't like the ozone layer fucked above Australia?
Can't remember. I think I remember.
I'm pretty sure he like fixed
there
it.
being like
So
a hole.
Fixed it.
Oh, what about that fucking place in the U.S. that like Death Valley or whatever it's called?
What?
What the fuck are you talking about?
There's some place. It's called like the Death Valley. Let me look it up.
The only place I know in America
Okay.
that's like known for being hot is Arizona.
Not California,
Arizona.
Death Valley. It's like really hot.
California.
Cause unforgettable.
Time to party.
Jukes bikinis on top.
Wait, so. Oh, wait. No, it has to be some desert country. Like Australia would be.
Yeah, it
up
has
there.
to be. Or fucking Africa.
Africa would be kind of hot.
Yeah. I think
Well,
we're
they
pretty
wouldn't
hot.
only
We're
be
pretty
the
up
hottest, but
there,
the coldest, I think.
Yeah.
Right?
but I don't think we're gonna top pretty much anything in Africa.
Yeah, but
Africa's like way closer to the equator.
equator is like the line that goes down the middle, right?
Yeah, and it's like hottest around that and coldest at the top and like furthest
yeah,
points.
I guess, yeah. Oh well, maybe it's the Africans. I mean, the Africa, not the Africa. I was looking at Bruce's fucking question, and it said hot. Anyway, Nintendo Direct. So, what the fuck was that? Ow, felt like a blood vessel just popped in my neck. Ow.
Nintendo
Yippee!
Direct
He's
bullshit. We're
dead.
just gonna continue this without Tipsy.
No, that's like my whole
Is that-
favorite topic. Ow.
Yeah, we're gonna breeze through this one pretty quick.
Yeah, because you're just gonna fucking
Okay,
guzzle
so,
Nintendo's
I think it's pretty
nuts. No, shut up.
Nah,
Oh.
Nintendo's shit, but some of the shit they've made is alright.
Yeah, but I like their products. Even if they're expensive.
Well,
Okay.
of course you like them. You work there.
Sheen,
You make the goddamn switches, Ryan.
Okay. Oh no, sorry.
How else am I gonna
let me
get
probably
2
introduce this
cents
topic.
now?
So, Nintendo Direct was recently, and they announced a bunch of stuff at it, like the Switch 2 coming out June 5th, I think. And for the record, I fucking hate Nintendo. Nintendo fucking suck. I fucking
Fuck
hate everything
Nintendo.
about them. I hate all their products. Okay, you know what? I'm being a bit too hard. The Wii was a fun fucking console, right?
That was
Played
good.
Skylanders on that shit back in the day.
Yep.
That was the shit.
Fucking Wii Sports.
Oh yeah, that was the shit.
Oh yeah,
back in the
I
day.
still got
Throwing
the
the
fucking
controller
Wii. I
at
got
the
it right here
TV.
actually.
Oh,
Wait.
bro, I fucking broke a TV one time. We'll talk about that another day.
Oh, we got this shit. This.
Why
thing
do you
right
have
here.
a Wii on your
We
desk?
got it right here.
I have one.
I have one.
Do you have USBs plugged into the back of your Wii?
Yeah.
The Tips is
I
the only
hacked
one who's
it.
got a Wii on his desk.
Yeah,
No one has a Wii on their desk.
All three of us
I
do,
do.
except
No,
for
I
you.
do not piss on my desk.
No,
I do it every day.
no one has a
Ah, yup.
Nintendo. No one has a Nintendo Wii
Mine's
on
not plugged in, and I don't think the cords are with it right now, but I do have it.
on your desk.
Not on my desk, it's on my drawers.
On your
I mean, I
drawers.
Mine's
Yeah,
I can touch it right now. It's within grabbing range.
I do not want you to be touching it on the podcast.
Stop touching your piss. Jesus.
No, okay. Can we let's. Jesus
It's
Christ.
sitting on top of my Xbox
okay.
360 that doesn't work anymore.
Let me get back to what we were saying. The Switch
Oh,
2.
Xbox 360, that's just fire.
The Switch 2 is going to cost $700 in Australia. 700 Australian, which is more than a PS5. You're paying more than a PS5 for something that has the power of a PS4. Now,
that.
I get the whole, it's handheld, you can use it in your hands, you can take a shit while playing Mario. Like, it's sure. But if you want a handheld gaming device, don't go with fucking Nintendo. Like,
No, but I think it's
Steam
more so for the exclusives.
okay, yeah, well, that,
The single
I mean,
exclusive that we saw.
the only exclusive that I even care about, I don't know if there even is more, it's the Duskbloods thing, the new Souls thing. But I'm not really
new Souls
particularly interested in that anyway because the graphics look like shit because it's Switch exclusive, and what's it called? It's like not like a proper Souls. It's like a PvE thing. It's not like a,
I mean, it's not a proper Souls.
It's not like an Elden Ring. You don't do that shit. But yeah, I think also
Kinda is.
with Nintendo like Direct and their Switch 2s and stuff, they announced that their games are going to be raising in price. So beforehand, the games were like, what were they, 60 USD, which is now being raised to 80 or 90 USD, which for us in Australia is $120 or $130 for a Switch game, which means you could be spending $120 on Mario Kart. Is that not insane?
Yeah, that is.
Like,
What was
You
it?
know what else is crazy?
Pirate Software, I don't know if anybody knows him.
Yeah.
He said that there's literally gonna be a video game crash from fucking just how expensive games are trying to get now.
It's
And that, like,
absurd. It's absolutely
Australia is
absurd.
going to be one of the first, since we have like some of the highest paying shit.
Oh yeah, we're
Yeah.
fucked. We're absolutely fucked. I mean, lucky for me, I play like 5 games religiously, and I don't play anything else, so that's really helpful for me. But for anyone who like dabbles in a whole bunch of different games, it's gonna be hell. It's gonna be so bad because this is probably
What's gonna happen is
everyone else is gonna price their games that high because they're like,
everyone's gonna
Nintendo's
start
done it
pricing their
for
games
us.
that high.
Now it's the industry
then-
standard. You know?
game pirating is gonna go rocketing up, which means
true.
companies are gonna shoot up their prices because there's getting less company,
Less company.
less
custody.
customers, less customers,
Custody over the
which
children.
means then pirating is just gonna shoot up even more, and it's gonna be this fucking thing.
It's gonna be a recession.
Yeah.
Did I use that word right?
I guess I don't know.
No.
Okay.
It's Muddy Benz. You tell us, what does recession mean then?
No, let's not listen to Ryan. He's that sounds so rude. Look, Nintendo, I've always hated them, and
Fuck
they've
Nintendo, man.
they've given me another reason to hate them because now they're going to be raising game prices for not just their games, which is shit anyway, but for everyone else. Like, it's AIDS, so AIDS.
I hated Nintendo ever since they tried to copyright game mechanics.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, for their Pokemon Power World.
Oh, right. Yeah. I mean, but
There was-
to be honest, that I'm not surprised Nintendo fucking sued Power World. I mean,
Yeah.
people were literally calling it Pokemon with guns because it was, you know?
Yeah.
It literally just was a bunch of Pokemon
There
with
was-
guns.
Did
One
they fail
large
or did
game
they win?
company
They probably won.
that tried, or actually didn't even try, they did copyright a game mechanic, and it was WB Games, I think it is.
Warner Brothers.
Yeah, Warner Brothers. They made the game Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
like, fucking what's it? What the fuck is the movie series?
I had no idea.
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings, right? It's games made for the like Lord of the Rings shit, but like following other characters. And they copyrighted the Nemesis system, which was an amazing system where it gave the random enemies a lot more character and it created your own stories, essentially, with these characters through betrayals, cheating, death, ambushes, revenge missions, all this shit. It was amazing. And they fucking copyrighted it. And we're not going to be able to use it until like 2037 or some shit.
Fuck. That's a long
And-
way away.
Yeah. And it's an
Jesus.
amazing system that I wish we could have gotten for like any Assassin's Creed games or fucking
Yeah.
just in more games. Would have been amazing, but yeah, they copyrighted it. And
Yeah.
it sets a bad precedent that if 2 games have successfully copyrighted a game mechanic, how many more are going to try to do the same
Yeah,
thing?
True.
And it's going to limit creativity.
I mean, yeah, Nintendo. I
Dogs.
wish people wouldn't fucking support Nintendo because they will just continue to rip people. They only care about money. They don't give a fuck about anyone or anything besides money. I fucking hate them. Anyway, aside from that, I want to talk about 2025, right? How it's probably the most stacked year, like, since probably like a decade ago. Like, the amount of shit happening this year, and that has happened already this year, is wild. Like, well, what is it? It is April 6th right now. we have been through 4 months of almost like 4 months of 2025, and so far, so much stuff has happened. So many games have came out, so many shows and stuff have came out. Or like, released stuff and movies and stuff. So many things have been announced. So many things have happened in the world. Like it's an insane fucking year. It's been very interesting. It's been insane, and it's just gonna continue to be wild, going forward.
Ever since fucking COVID, it's been
mid
upping every year.
Yeah, I mean,
every year has been crazier than the last.
I feel like this year is gonna be fucking insane, and it already has been.
You should
Living up
press
to
Control
expectations.
Shift Alt W.
It's man, but what's called? I wrote down a few things here, like about this year. Repo, that game came out. That's a fucking great game. Sneezy refuses to play it, but it's a great game. I think the horror extraction franchise has really been built upon after Lethal
Franchise?
Company. Yeah,
I think it's truly just a copy
No.
of Lethal Company.
They're not
Franchise
all-
is more of like one company.
Okay, well, the
Making
horror extraction
multiple
genre is what I meant to say.
Yeah.
Is
genre.
being is
It's
has
just
been
Lethal
huge.
Company.
It's not all Lethal Company. I mean, Zika's that game, Lethal Company, is great. That game hasn't been updated in like months, like probably half a year now. And the developer's working on like a book or something like that. I don't know. But in the meantime, games like Repo have came out.
Indie games. Schedule 1.
Yeah, Repos came out, Schedule 1's came out, Monster Hunter Wilds, Elden Ring Night Reign's about to come out, fucking the Switch 2 just announced so many games. GTA 6 is coming towards the end of the year. I don't think that's getting delayed. I genuinely think it's going to come out like November this year. I'm hoping it doesn't come out while I'm at PAX, because if it does, I'm just not going to go to PAX. But man, GTA 6 is going to be like I think it's going to be the best fucking.
If it comes out while you're at PAX, I'm gonna buy it on my brother's PlayStation 5 and go, "Oh, Gypsy, it's so good, man! You missing out."
Also this year, the Minecraft movie came out, right? That movie, people really fucking hated the trailers and stuff. I was one of the people that fucking hated the way it looked. I watched the Minecraft movie really recently, and it was like good. I liked the Minecraft movie. As a Minecraft fan, I found the movie pretty cool, pretty funny, pretty entertaining, but I would think for anyone that isn't a fan of Minecraft, they're not going to enjoy the movie, because they're going to be like, why is Jack Black saying flint and steel while walking into a portal? Also this year, we got Stranger Things Season 5. I don't care about Stranger Things, but I know that's coming out. Wednesday Season 2. I don't care about that either, but I know that's coming out. The FNAF 2 movie. That's fucking cool. I'm not an avid fan of Five Nights at Freddy's, but I did like the first movie, and I really am excited for the second. And that's coming out December 5th.
Shut up.
And I'm really excited for that. What else we got? You Season 5, of course. You Season 5 is... I'm so excited for that. I love that fucking show. Like you, Joe Goldberg, that's just fire. I love that show. Can't wait for Season 5. But it genuinely is a crazy year, and there's so much... Oh yeah! Also, Squid Game Season 3 is coming out. Like... It's a stacked year. Like, there's something cool happening every 2 months. Like, it's not a dry year. It's been a really good year, and I think it's gonna get even better.
Yeah.
But there are some downsides to the year, and this next topic is kind of. Well, it depends on who you ask, right? I think it's pretty bad. AI art and stuff has been like really, I've seen a lot more stuff on AI and like AI animations and AI art, AI games and shit. And I've just been pissed off seeing so much shit all over my fucking Twitter. Like, I use Twitter a lot more than I used to, just because it's like my new TikTok. I just watch fucking TikToks on there now, basically. but I also scroll through posts and shit. And I probably have to block like 30 accounts a day. Like, scrolling through there is great, but it's fucking horrible. Because not only am I just being faced with random bullshit, but I'm also getting all this AI art, AI nonsense shit, right? People have recently discovered with like ChatGPT, you can make these AI art something style images, and it has been everywhere. Like, absolutely everywhere. And I've just been so pissed off seeing nothing but that for weeks. Like, okay.
Why does AI art make you so angry?
No, it doesn't make me angry. It's the fact that everyone's talking about it. Like, it doesn't... if people...
Everyone's what? You cut out.
Everyone's talking about it all the time, and I can't see anything else besides
interest.
that. Yeah, no, but it's not only people that like making this AI art and sharing it, it's people that hate it as well, right? They'll retweet it or whatever, and they'll say, just pick up a pencil and draw something yourself, or like, you'll literally do anything but touch a pen and draw something. Like, I'm fucking sick of seeing all this shit with people talking about all of it. It's so annoying, right?
So you're just annoyed by it being around you. You don't want anything to do with it.
I'm sick of it. I'm sick of seeing it. And also, you are like, AI art is bad, right? It takes from other... What do you mean, no?
It is an achievement in human fucking engineering.
Well, okay.
And
Yes,
software development.
it can...
That they've managed to get a bunch of ones and zeros to make me a unique, original picture.
No, that's the thing. It's not like it's not unique or original, because it's literally the only way it's learned all this shit is it's taken other people's images and drawings, and it's just
but it's
done
not
that.
giving them the same image.
Yeah,
to
but
me.
it's
giving me a different image.
Sneezy, because it's using those things as references. Not only does it not have permission of whoever made that, but because they're using that as references. Like, I saw a thing like a few months ago where people were trying to generate photos of like a fish, but the AI, instead of generating photos of a fish, it was generating photos of fingers, because all the fish that it was trying to generate, it was including like all the people holding fish with their hands, and it was just including the fingers. So because AI is taking these images without anyone's consent, and it's building upon its own algorithm with all this shit from the internet, not only is it sometimes inaccurate, but it's also immoral, because that's just right there proof that it's literally taking it directly from it. And I saw literally something today, like someone generated like an ad for like, I think it was like a KFC ad or something, and they generated it with AI, and it was literally an exact copy of something someone else made. Like, the AI had genuinely recreated this shit shot for shot of what someone else made. And it popped up on my fucking recommended today. And it was the only one I was actually like, man, this is this is kind of interesting, because it's completely ripped the entire video and just recreated it with AI, saying it's, AI's and it's original. So I agree. It is
on that. You need to find that and send it to me.
I might be able to find out, unless I fucking block the person. It's very in my character that I might have
long gone.
But I agree with you, right? It is awesome that, AI has like come this far and people have been able to engineer and make these programs and stuff. But it's not good at the same time, because it's only been able to do
be
this
fair,
because
right?
of other
If it's
people's
just
work.
if it's just pulling images off the internet, if it's on the internet, you kind of lose it anyway. Like,
I mean,
if I were to look up fish on fucking Google, right, and it shows me a bunch of pictures of people's fish they've caught in like real life, and then they've just taken photos of, and they've posted on specific websites, that doesn't give them the right to just sue Google for showing images that are not Google's images.
okay,
right?
I understand what you're saying, but the AI...
Yeah, if it's taking it one for one, then yeah, I get that.
Yeah, no, but it's like it's taking these things without anyone's permission. Like,
And if I pull an image off the internet, that's doing the same thing, right?
Fair point. But the point is, some even copyrighted material will get like taken by AI. Like an entire YouTube. I'm pretty sure a few months ago with like Marquez Brownlee and stuff, like AI was training how to make videos and stuff by literally just scanning the entire channel of like Marquez Brownlee and just taking every video, learning from it, and then just replicating it. It like that's why I say like AI art and shit like that, AI generated content is just bad in general because none of it is original. It's just taking what other people have made and either ripping it and repurposing it so it doesn't look like an exact rip. And it's
Well, I mean, don't we do that with our Minecraft challenges?
okay. There's a
We take people's challenges
and
then we do them in our own way.
that's like getting inspired by an idea, right? That's not.
No, it's not. I will literally look up Minecraft challenge and go, "Ooh, this one looks interesting. We should do this one."
Okay.
The only like semi-original one I had was the fucking race one we had, where people were in the Nether opposed to people in the end. That was like the only original one I had.
Okay.
Mainly because it was strictly vanilla.
I understand what you're saying there. But like it's okay. Look,
Besides, also, if I can word it correctly and get around AI's own policies that it's not allowed to do, it hasn't come that far. If it can't even follow its own rules, then
yeah. I mean, like I still think AI art.
it's like
bad.
yelling at a toddler when they draw on like the fridge or something with permanent marker.
I would yell at a
like-
toddler for doing that.
Yeah, it's bad, but it also needs to learn that it's bad and why it's bad.
Okay.
It's permanent marker and it's
Well,
destroying property
it's not
and
like
yada,
the
yada.
AI. The AI isn't going to stop doing it because people continue to tell it to do so, and that's problematic because then actual artists aren't, going to be able to get jobs designing these things for people or drawing stuff because they're just going to be like, we'll just get AI to do it. Like I was walking 3 days ago. I was walking to a train station.
Gypsy, modern art is just duct taping a banana to a fucking canvas. And
I'm
that
not-
shit.
I don't mean
Like,
like modern.
come
I mean
on!
graphic designers and animators and stuff. Like Alex, fucking the only artist I know, right? Alex draws so well, and I really like. I want Alex to be able to pursue a career in art and stuff because Alex is really good at drawing and really good at animating. Like from what we've seen with the animation he made ages ago, and if AI is just going to replicate that leaves him out of a job, which that's like everything he's tried so hard to get good at. AI has just replicated it and left him and rendered him useless.
That's kind of how technology works. The
Okay.
further we advance, the more jobs that'll be replaced by
Yeah, but
robots.
that's why
it happened with blacksmiths. It happened with fucking bowmen. They immediately got replaced by fucking guns and modern military shit.
I understand what you
Well,
mean.
not immediately,
I understand what you mean, but
As time goes on, shit will be replaced.
I know,
That's
but
how
that's
it is.
kind of why everyone is trying to say, no, let's not do this. AI art is bad. We don't want artists to be left out of a job, We're doing it so they don't end up with nothing, Anyway.
Yeah.
All in all, I think it is bad. It is, look, it's cool to think AI has come so far. Oh, wait, no, I didn't even get to finish what I was saying. When I was walking the other day, 3 days ago, I was walking to a train station, and I look to my right, and I see a van, and it had like an AI image of a guy like holding a fucking plunger, and it was some plumbing service. So that made me think, right? There's some graphic designer out there that could have drawn that for this person, could have sketched it up, and made proper money off that, but they've managed to do it for free by going into ChatGPT and just going, give me a guy holding a plunger and he's got a backpack on and it says these words here. Like,
Why is that wrong?
because it's leaving people out of a job. That's why it's wrong. That's what, like, not only is it leaving people out of a job, it's taking fucking other people's stuff without consent, and it's making this shit. Anyway.
Why is someone doing something for their advantage bad?
Well, because it's ripping, like, that's like fucking, what's an example I can use?
Why is self-preservation bad?
No. Well, look, my point is, it's
Sure,
like,
they didn't need to, but it was just, if you could do something, or if you needed something done, and you could get it for free,
Yeah,
and
but
you don't need it to be a high-quality job,
it's-
why would you not go for
it's
free
not-
instead of
it's-
paying someone?
It's not morally correct, you know? It's not
Why
right.
is it not morally correct?
Well, because there's people that have spent their lives getting into these careers like graphic design or like animation and art, and they're there to do that job, and instead of paying the people that have literally worked their lives to do this, you're like, nah, I'm gonna go with the cheap AI that will do it for me in 3 minutes or 3 seconds.
Oh my god.
What?
You literally lost
That's
that
correct.
entire last bit of
Yeah.
that sentence.
Okay, you know what?
That's insane.
It
Longest
doesn't.
cutout
It
ever.
doesn't. It doesn't matter. My point is, it's bad. That's my point.
It's good for convenience, though.
That's it. Okay. What?
Well, I mean, then couldn't you make the same argument for a company doing better than another? If a company performs so well that it puts other companies out of a job, is that bad?
Isn't that a monopoly?
Maybe not a monopoly, but if say just a company does better, say Apple does hugely better than Samsung, and Samsung can't make any more phones, right? Why is that bad?
Well, in my eyes, because I really like Apple, I don't give a
Exactly.
fuck. But
Exactly. Your morals have immediately gone out the window. Now, if I said, what if Samsung did better than Apple to the point that Apple could no longer make phones and other shit, and they essentially had to close down or go to something else, I'd ask you, why is that bad? You'd go, because I don't have Apple anymore.
yes, I would, because I like Apple.
There you go. Your morals have immediately been thrown out the window because of a name.
Well, no, not because of the name. I like the UI. I like the way it works. You know, we'll talk about this in a different topic. All right, but look, at the end of the day, like I said,
It's not bad.
okay,
It's not bad.
Whatever.
That's my
whatever.
personal opinion, and I have every right to it.
You do, and I'm not going to stop you. But I think
And you have yours, and you're just wrong. But that's your personal decision to make.
whatever.
You can live with being wrong, and enjoy your life in eternal wrongness.
We're gonna move on.
Okay.
The next topic I want to talk about, you kind of just talked about it briefly. So Apple versus
Apple
everything,
changes.
right? The other day, me and Ryan were talking. I stopped the conversation immediately because I was like, podcast topic.
Podcast topic.
I think Apple just does everything better, right? I like the way they're, like, out of everything, right? The thing I care about Apple the most is the way it works, right? It's seamless. It's got all the, like, you know, it's so easy to use. Like, if you give a 90-year-old grandma an iPad or an Android, they're going to know how to use the iPad more because it's just so easy. But
I don't think they're gonna know how to use anything.
yeah, but
Like-
out of the two, they would know how, like, they'd be able to use an Apple device easier because it's so streamlined, so easy. But
Why?
that's just the way it's made. I don't have a definitive answer why. It's just, it is so much easier, right?
Where's your evidence?
Here.
Like-
Here is my evidence. Here is my evidence. It's here, right? If I
Yeah, but then like
In my
if you're looking
hands!
at a
It's
fucking
here.
Android one. What's the difference?
right? It's so easy. Everything's so easy.
Then what's the difference to Android?
Androids
They're
aren't
the-
like this. They're not the same thing. The
I'm
UI
sure
on
someone
same
on
fucking page.
Samsung side, like someone that likes Samsung as much as you do Apple, would say the exact same thing, because you're just used to it.
No, okay, but
So
Singsy,
therefore,
that's what I'm
it
saying.
is just
If
easier.
you give like an Apple product, like an iPad or a Samsung tablet to a grandma, they're probably gonna be able to use the iPad easier because it's just so much more streamlined.
Guess what? I'm not a fucking grandma, so I don't give two shits.
Okay,
Fucking old person.
but
Shut up.
This is my
Yeah,
point.
to
My-
be fair,
Fucking 90-year-old
that's a
man.
grandma
Shut up.
now. What about a grandma 30 years in the future?
I don't know.
Who's more
I wouldn't be.
adept with
I wouldn't
devices and such things like that.
I wouldn't be able to tell you that.
I think
But-
Samsung would be better because they actually do something. They make something better.
Okay.
They
Yeah. No.
actually
Let me
change things.
let me get into this. Right, Ryan. What did the Samsung S25 Ultra bring? What did that bring that was different from the S24?
Uh-huh.
And don't say AI.
I don't know,
Because
fucking-
that's all they did. All they
me
did
look, which
was
one
make
is it?
the camera slightly better and add AI features. You were coming at Apple,
What-
right? Like I'm not going to deny it. Apple
after like 10 years.
Apple clearly make like they don't make that many
made it bigger, then
significant
smaller.
changes.
Like,
But Samsung, like as of recently,
Exactly
there's
why
no
you don't
way.
buy yearly.
There's no way you can say that Samsung has done better upgrades than Apple when all they did was add AI features and make like everything a tiny bit better, right?
they have the world's best camera on it, basically. The best camera on a phone is on a Samsung.
No, look, that entirely with nowadays, if you put an iPhone 16 Pro Max versus a Samsung S25 Ultra, they are practically the same. And it will literally just come down to preference whether you prefer one or the other. There's no like definitive yes because they're both that good. I'm not denying Samsung cameras are good. I'm just saying like they're so good now to the point where they're indistinguishable. They're both as good as each other. There's no definitive winner. Right back.
Eventually, phones will be that good that people can't just distinguish between the two.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
look,
just human limitation.
we were talking about like how Apple or Ryan was like Apple don't change anything with the phones. I kind of agree, right? This iPhone 14 Pro Max looks almost identical to an iPhone 16 Pro Max, right? That's 2 generations apart. But if I go back here and we get our little reference guy from before, this is an iPhone XS Max. XS Max. This is, I think the phone came out in 2018, and the 14 Pro Max, I think it came out in 2022. This is 4 years difference, okay? 4 years difference.
And all they've done
Pretty
is
different.
changed the fucking...
There's
Yeah,
a.
it's
Oh, they
barely
made it
any
thicker.
What do you
They
mean?
made it
There's
thicker,
no.
and
difference. They
changed
changed the
the camera.
camera. That's about it.
There are.
They
what do you
changed the
mean
camera
there's-
and made it thicker. Like,
That is
Look at
significant different.
look at them again.
You cannot
Yeah,
deny
they're different.
that these are significantly different, right?
Yeah, they're pretty vastly different.
They are very
But-
vastly different. Not only do they have
I
different
mean,
features, they also
What if you did
have.
the same with Samsung and showed
Yeah.
their difference in fucking years?
Exactly, that's what I'm saying, right? The whole thing that Ryan was saying is like they don't change anything every year. Like if they're gonna change
not
something
much to change.
minutely every year, over 3 years,
Eventually-
that's a big difference.
Well, maybe not 3.
Can we talk about prices first?
Okay, Ryan, if we want to talk about prices, you need to know the prices of Samsung products because they're not cheap. They're not cheap at all.
Yeah,
In fact, we're bringing this up right now. I'm putting
But
this on the
Apple's
screen.
kind of scummy with their fucking accessory bullshit.
Okay, Ryan, you don't need to buy Apple accessories at all.
Have you seen the fucking the what was it? It was the monitor PC thing.
Yeah,
You need to buy the fucking
You told me about that.
thing. Yeah, you need to buy a goddamn stand
Also,
for
you
it,
don't,
or
you
else
don't
you just
need
have a
to
fucking.
buy it.
You do.
As you can
Whereas
see,
you have a fucking-
listeners at home, if you have video on and not just listening to this on presumably Spotify or some shit, eh?
Yeah,
We
it
get
probably
that
might
big.
be Spotify. Yeah, I'll put it on
Type
Spotify
shit, type
soon.
shit.
To those of you that can see, Chipsy is very invested in this.
I am.
Type shit.
So, an iPhone 16 Pro Max, $2,149. A Samsung S25 Ultra, $2,137. So a Samsung is $12 cheaper. Ryan, you're like, Apple's so bad with their prices. It's $12.
Yeah, but people,
For a man that does not have a job, $12 is a lot.
$12.
$12 can. I would suck
A
a dick
year
for
ago,
$12.
I didn't have a job, and I didn't even have $12. All right,
Listen, there is a $12 difference.
I was lucky to get 5 cents.
There's a $12 difference in that shit, okay? You cannot say that like the pricing is a big deal if there's a $12 difference. If you're paying $2,000 for a phone, $12 is nothing to you, okay? Let's just bottom line that right now.
Table your dad's gonna have to buy.
The table? What table? Oh, right, yeah. Well,
Yeah,
different days, different
the
story.
table.
Okay, but look, I'll put it on screen.
Which phone are we looking at?
2,149, 16 Pro Max and S25 Ultra. 16 Pro Max, $2,149. S25 Ultra, $2,137. I mean, right now, there's, yeah.
Did you just say you're gonna put it on screen?
Yeah, no, I've got it on the screen for the video, not for you.
Oh,
Can-
right. I'm gonna say because
Yeah.
you've got a camera on, not a share screen.
Yeah, but okay.
Just
pricing-
pull it up on your phone and you got
Yeah.
2 phones there. Just
I do,
pull it up
but
on
one of
either
them's
phone.
powered off and factory reset.
Oh fuck.
But
Alright, you're gonna have to boot that shit up.
no, I'm not putting that shit up. Look, pricing, Ryan. Let's not even talk about pricing if there's a $12 difference between the two top of the line models. Okay.
But like, putting titanium on it makes it extra $200, right? Because titanium is totally expensive.
What are you talking about?
Why
Yep.
titanium?
I don't know.
Ryan,
They
that-
put fucking titanium on everything. It's
Ryan.
fucking stupid.
Oh, Ryan, okay, I don't mean to
Why not just
alarm
buy
you,
a good case?
but an S25 Ultra also has titanium. So
Yeah, but
your
they-
point's gone out the
Titanium!
window.
Isn't titanium like good for the body?
What the fuck?
I don't know, man.
Not
Why
good
do they
for the
call it
body.
Titanium.
But I know titan. Is it titan? I know there is a metal that is used by dentists to replace teeth because the body does not reject it.
Okay,
I can't remember if it's titanium or not.
That's a different story, different topic, okay? An S25 Ultra, Ryan, literally, I can see titanium in the name. If you're complaining about Apple with titanium, then you should maybe
No,
not.
but they normally charge extra for random shit like titanium in it.
You don't.
Like-
They don't charge extra for titanium. I'm on the Apple website right now. There is nothing here
swear,
that
there are,
says,
like, fucking
"Oh yeah, we'll
things.
charge you $200 more to get titanium in the phone," because that's not a
And
thing.
he's gone.
They don't charge you
Yeah, I don't
more
know.
for titanium. They don't, like, there's no option to just enable titanium in your phone, right? You don't just get that for $200 more.
Just fucking transforms like Iron Man.
Yeah, you get the fucking upgraded thing. But no, that's not a thing. Now,
Also, back to the original topic. Apple versus everything
yeah, I wrote
is a
every.
bit broad.
I wrote everything else mainly just because I was walking and I wanted to just write
Right.
something quickly.
If I want a good cookie, I'm not going to Apple.
No, not what I meant. Not what I meant.
If I want some fried chicken, I ain't going to Apple.
Apple would probably make really bland fried chicken. It would be like,
But it would be very accessible, alright?
And
It would be bland, but very accessible.
yeah, it like the plate
And it would-
raises itself up and into your mouth.
And it would be only more expensive by $12 compared to everyone else.
That's a lot for chicken. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what the camera situation, we talked about that. The pricing we
Wait,
talked about.
was it Apple against Android or just like?
Well, it's kind of. It's
Samsung
kind of only
in
really
general?
Android, like, but we were talking about Samsung mainly, so we'll stick with that.
So, so can I argue the Nothing phone is better because it's cheaper and it's like really good specs?
You can't argue that a Nothing phone is better than an iPhone 16 Pro Max because it's not.
Right, I can. It's fucking a lot cheaper, man.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a
in
lot
value.
cheaper. Do you know why it's a lot cheaper? Because
value,
it's
it's a
not
lot
as
better.
good.
Yeah, it's not as good, but it's better in value though.
Okay, it's
Why do I
better
need a
in
phone
value.
that's gonna,
That-
like-
You're not going to be able to buy 3 of them, put them together, and have better value and better performance.
Ah, he's got-
What's the point?
I don't even know what you
What
just
the
said.
fuck you say?
I said you're not going to be able to buy 3 of them and put them together and have better performance. Your value doesn't matter, right?
Value does matter.
Like, if you're buying a $2,000 phone, you've got the money to buy that shit. You're rich as fuck if you're buying a $2,000 phone.
Well, yeah, if you're rich as
Why don't you
fuck,
just pay
yeah,
for
you're
a
gonna buy
$700
whatever's
phone?
the best.
Because, Ryan...
But if
enough-
you're like poor, then obviously you're gonna get whatever has the most value,
Yeah,
the most
exactly.
Why did you
functionality.
say that so bad?
No,
Like,
right,
if you're
right?
poor.
A Nothing phone. I don't like Nothing the
Yes.
company. I don't mind that company, right? They make some pretty cool products,
Ah,
but
yes,
they're
the
not.
Nothing company.
They're not as good as Apple. Like
Yes.
when I was like originally watching when Nothing unveiled their first phone, right? I was really expecting something really cool. I was even contemplating maybe I'll buy a Nothing phone and use it because people were talking about it so much. People were like making it out to be something that could kill iPhone, you know? It just wasn't that. It isn't anywhere near as good as an iPhone, but it is cheaper and it might be better value, but it's not as good with specs. Like, Nothing isn't
Yeah,
even
but like,
in the
why
con-
do you
in the
need
question.
a PS6 in your fucking pocket? Like, what are you doing with that shit?
What, you,
Playing goddamn Elden Ring on that? Like, what are you doing?
you don't need that.
What are you gonna do with it? Watch
I didn't-
porn and then
I
just
didn't
like jack
advocate
off
for
while playing
that.
Elden Ring? Like, what the fuck?
I didn't
Come
advocate
on.
for that. I didn't say
To
that.
be fair, at some point, phones have
Some
got to
point,
hit a
it
limit.
doesn't matter.
Well, yeah, where it doesn't matter, and because for me, right?
Like, what are you gonna do with it?
Sure, I might watch a video on my phone, but if I want to watch something in high quality detail, I'm gonna be doing it on my monitor on my computer.
I'm
Or
gonna be honest.
on something.
I'd rather watch it on my phone because my phone screen can it can properly display 4K and stuff. My monitor is only set to 1080p, so
Well,
Like- well,
Get a
but
better
I-
fucking monitor. That.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna
Sell your
pay.
phone and get a monitor.
No, I'm not gonna pay $2,000 for a monitor because it's a fucking screen. Anyway, we're getting off topic. I think Apple, like I said, it has a way better UI than Samsung or any Android because I feel like Androids, right? You can use them, yes, but I think that
they are usable.
yeah, they are usable.
Yes,
but
you can use them.
They feel so odd. They feel so clunky, right? They just feel like a step behind Apple. Apple feels like a smooth, streamlined experience that anyone can very easily understand, right? They can
I think you've been fucking brainwashed.
like
It's just that marketing tactics. Like, you've just.
this. I'm not a fucking Apple. I've not been paid by Apple to speak good on them. This is not a marketing tactic. Apple just looks better.
Yep, totally heard
Ad
what you said.
sponsor, sell out.
Apple would never sponsor anyone. Let's get that straight. Like, it just everything
need
about
to.
it feels smooth, right? Everything about an iPhone feels smooth.
It's fucking expensive.
Yeah, Chipsy, I gotta be honest, man. How can you argue that it's good for someone that's new when you weren't new like 10 years ago? Like,
What?
you were new whenever the fuck you got the first fucking Apple, right? So let's say for a year. How long ago was that?
How long ago was a year? It was a year ago.
No. How long ago was when you first got an Apple phone?
9 years ago.
9 years ago, right? How can you argue that it's easily accessible when you only learning it 9 years ago.
What do you mean? When I'm what?
Steezy?
Okay,
What-
you learnt it nearly a decade ago, right?
Yes.
How can you argue that now it's still easily as accessible
Are you saying
or
it's
easy to learn to use?
Okay, let me try and rephrase it. You want me to explain why Apple is easy to use now, like maybe it was
Easy to
easier-
learn and use.
You're saying
compa-
it might be harder than back then?
I'm saying it might be easier, yes, but it might also not be this like equivalent to like the difference between Apple and Samsung nearly a decade ago would be different compared to Samsung and Apple now.
Right.
Now that people are more, because it's been nearly a decade, right?
Okay, I'll tell you. When I first got a phone, I was also using a Samsung tablet, and it still might be out in one of my fucking cupboards out there. And it's like one of the things I was using for ages. Like even with my phone, I would still use it and play like little games on it. Like my phone was used for calling and shit. And Apple was always so much easier. But that wasn't like the only Samsung thing
Again, that
Android
was
thing I used.
a decade
Yeah, I know,
ago.
that's what I'm saying.
Could
It
it
wasn't
not
the only
have
thing.
changed
A few
now?
years later, right, I used like an Android phone for like, I think it was like maybe I was like 12. And I was using an Android phone because my phone broke. And it was barely fucking usable compared to an iPhone. It's just clunky. Everything about it was weird. Everything about it was clunky. And
Well, I mean, if I asked you to start trying to write with your left hand opposed to your
I get
non-dominant
that.
hand, obviously,
See,
yeah, it's going to be clunky
I'm
because you're not used to
I'm a very tech-savvy person, right? I'm not saying it's
yeah?
hard to use, but it's definitely not as easy as Apple would be, right? That's why I use the example of if you give a grandma something, like one of these products, an iPad or an Android.
Well, what if
tablet,
you've got a tech-savvy grandma?
very
Wait,
rare.
I got a great argue against this.
Oh yeah.
A great argue.
Just give them a Nokia 3210. Like,
Yeah,
well,
what
they know how to
if
use
you
that
give
shit.
them a phone
They'll
from
know how to
their
use that
time?
shit. Yeah, like
And
Oh,
they,
that's what
they
you
say that's
feel about
easier.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
what do you want me to give them a fucking 1990 Macintosh? Like,
Sure.
I
why not?
look. This is asides from what I'm trying to say. We've been talking about this for a while as well. I want to wrap up this topic. I think Apple are just very far ahead when it comes to the way their devices work. Like, I would use a Samsung if the UI was the same as Apple, right? Because everything about a Samsung or any like Androids, it just feels clunky. If it felt as smooth as Apple did, I would use it. And my dad, he was using like an Android phone for years. And I would always use that phone whenever, like, he might not know how to do something. And also, when he got an iPhone, he knows how to do everything now after using an Android for all these years, and he still didn't know how to fucking use it. But when he bought an iPhone, he knew how to use it. But when I would have to use that phone to do anything, everything was laggy, everything was clunky, nothing felt smooth. And then when you went to Apple, everything is so smooth, everything's streamlined, you know how to do things, everything's like clean.
Maybe you're just shit.
Could be like a
Because
comparison.
my dad has like
Hygienic.
3 Samsung phones, and I've had to use them because I didn't have data when I was going.
This
over
wasn't a
his house.
Samsung phone that my dad was using, by the way. In fact, it
What
was
was it?
it was an Oppo Reno X2, I think.
What the fuck?
I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. Let me search it. Oppo
But yeah,
Reno X2. Yeah, it was. It was Oppo Find X2 Neo.
well, I've never used a Oppo
That's
2X or whatever
Oppo
the fuck.
Reno. It was. I'll put it on the screen for the viewers. You won't be able to see it. This phone, an Oppo Find X2 Neo. I still have the
Opera
phone.
Tino.
I have the phone in my fucking I have a drawer of spare phones and it's in there. and I could go get it right now, but I won't because I don't want to fucking.
Well, I mean, I thought we were comparing. Oh, you're gone. I thought we were comparing Apple to Samsung. At the moment.
we will. Go back to what you're saying.
Question: Why is it $100 extra to get active noise canceling on a fucking pair of headphones?
What are you talking
What the
about?
fuck? I'm looking at fucking AirPods, mate. Like, what the fuck is this shit?
You're telling me there's an okay. I'm going on the fucking thing.
It's $100 more, man.
You tell me there's a button to click that gives you active noise cancellation.
Active noise canceling is $100 more.
Are you talking about the difference between? Wait. Okay,
Why the
I've got
fuck
it on the
is
screen.
$100 more, man.
Are
Well, look, if whatever you're listening to is loud enough on those headphones, it's got noise cancelling built in.
Exactly. Why do you need $100 more just to put noise cancelling on that shit?
Well,
Are you talking
Don't
about
fight
AirPod?
it.
Are you talking about AirPods 4 compared to AirPods 4 active noise cancellation? Is that what you're talking about?
And he's gone.
Ryan, are you talking about AirPods 4 and then it's compared to AirPods 4 active noise cancellation?
And he's gone.
He's gone. Yep.
AirPods 4 compared to
Yeah.
AirPods 4 active noise cancellation. Active noise active noise cancellation AirPods 4. Are you comparing that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I swear,
Ryan,
his mic hears cancel and it goes.
AirPods 4 and AirPods 4 active noise cancellation are two separate products. They're not the same products.
Yeah.
2-year-old.
Not only
It's the same thing, but one with fucking active noise cancellation.
they're two separate products, Ryan. It's not like it's a thing you just upgrade. They are two separate products released at two separate
It's
times.
different. It's a different product, but one has active noise cancellation.
Also, you can see
And
this
it's
is
$100 more.
the AirPods 4 active noise cancellation, wireless charging case, also with a speaker for Find My. So it's not just active noise cancellation. Also, active noise cancellation,
It should be fucking
I will
naming.
say, is really fucking good. Because I have AirPods Pro too, and they are fucking amazing.
$100.
Because they're two separate products. They're not the same product, Ryan. They're two separate
Put
products.
fucking wireless charging on a fucking case, and then
Ryan,
putting
they're
active
two
noise
separate
cancellation
products
on it. What?
released at two separate times. That's why
It
there's a
doesn't mean
price.
it should be $100 more.
Okay, so you're
Yeah.
telling me they're just. You're telling me
There's not
they're just-
$100 of value in wireless charging case and noise cancellation.
with active noise cancellation. Yes, that's $100 more right there. I would pay $100 more for active noise cancellation. It is fucking amazing.
Can you fucking
see?
speak, please?
Yeah,
I don't
got
know
How,
half of
how
that.
about instead of getting your noise cancelling fucking whatevers, you get a better fucking mic, man.
It's Discord cutting it out. It's not
Yeah.
my mic.
Yeah, he doesn't
Yeah,
have
it's
noise
definitely
cancelling
Discord.
AirPods. He has
Discord.
noise cancelling mic.
Get a better Discord, man.
Anyway, look.
Nah,
Ryan-
Gypsy didn't like the new UI
Ryan,
of
there-
Discord, so he downgraded.
I wish.
Got,
No, but
got an older version.
Ryan, they're two separate products, and it's not $100. It's $80. So, anyway,
But
and
that's basically the same.
they're not the same. They're two separate products, Ryan. They're not the same. They're not the same
They're
products.
two separate products, which are the same.
They're
but
not
with
the same.
Two different upgrades.
Okay, we're gonna be
Yeah,
in this.
I don't
argument
understand.
forever.
What do
Move
you
on.
understand about
Yeah, we
this?
are.
They are two separate products. Not only do they look different, they also perform different. They're two separate products made at two separate times, released at two different time frames. Of course, the one that's
They're the same.
literally better is going to charge more. That's like, why would you charge
Gypsy,
an extra...
Gypsy.
Let me make my point. That's like saying,
No!
why would
Move
you
on!
charge $200
Pointing
more
is
for
rude.
the Pro version
We've been at this for like an
instead
hour
of
30.
the normal version?
Oh, okay, I would go now.
No.
He lost an argument and he left. Oh, he's back.
Masturbate.
Anyway, look, we've been talking about it for too long. My point is, the whole thing.
Shut up.
Apple is just.
So daylight savings, huh?
Daylight savings.
Like saving everyone.
Don't
yeah.
even know what they are. Gotta be honest.
You don't know what
I
daylight
don't-
savings is.
Why the fuck are we saving
Not
daylight?
exactly.
Like, come on.
You don't. Okay. See,
Not. I don't know
Daylight
what
savings.
it does.
literally after a certain
There's
point,
nothing.
they just decide, you know what, we're gonna tick the clocks back by an hour, so we have an extra hour of sunlight in the day. Capiche?
No,
Well, I mean-
capiche. I don't know what you said.
Basically, they set things, I think they set the clocks an hour earlier, or they set it an hour after. I think it's an hour earlier.
After?
It might be after.
After what? Oh, he's gone.
How does
Oh, okay.
daylight...
So what? They just add an extra hour or whatever?
I
Yep.
think they.
Yes, they move the clocks forward an hour. So you get more sunlight, essentially. I think it's fucking stupid. That's my whole take with it here. Because I don't think we should be fucking having a certain period of time where, you know, we just decide, you know what? We're just gonna put the clocks forward an hour because we don't like the way the sun is right now. Like, it doesn't make any sense. You're not actually changing time. You're just...
Well,
kind of-
I think it's because the
If you change time, but everyone.
rotation around the Earth isn't exact, right?
Yeah, no, but that's different. No, there's a difference between the summer solstice and winter solstice stuff, you know? Daylight savings is just a thing. People have decided, you know what? We're going to put the clocks forward an hour. There's no scientific thing behind it, right?
You sure about
That's
that?
what leap years are for, right? That daylight savings don't contribute to that because they're
Are
not
you
adding an
sure
extra
about
hour
that?
into the day. That's what leap years are for. So they have a whole extra day to make up for the time of the Earth spinning and stuff. Because it's not exactly 365 days. That's why we have the leap year.
I think it's because the Earth is on an axis and it spins. Yeah, it's not orbiting around the sun. We're not talking about orbiting around the sun. We're talking about the spinning spin. You know.
Oh, I see why they do it.
Why?
So it's to try and make people more active in natural light, essentially,
Yeah, see, that doesn't.
instead of artificial light.
That doesn't.
Because it's fucking up kids now.
No.
Yeah,
no.
no. There's been a
Daylight savings.
skyrocket.
Daylight savings is stupid. Why are we changing clocks?
You're
Let the
stupid.
sun be the sun.
Your
Dictate
face
our
is
time.
stupid.
It's to increase the amount of hours that people are in the sun for.
I know, that's the point, right? Which is
Yeah, that's the whole point.
pointless. Why
No,
are we
it's not,
fucking with time?
because- We're not fucking with time. It's
We
to
are.
make people more in the sun. It makes people go outside more. Because if you're doing it with artificial light, it's not anywhere near as good as regular
go.
daylight is for you. So, okay, you're just gonna have to follow me with this, right? Blindness has been, well, not blindness, but like blurry vision and that shit, and people needing glasses has skyrocketed. Do you want to know why? Because kids aren't going outside. There is a certain, like, so the way it works is, right, when you're growing. And the way the human eye works is that it will grow until it receives enough of this certain chemical and then it stops growing at this, like, proper zone. That chemical is triggered by light, by natural daylight. But now that kids are indoors more and they're having more artificial light, that the eyeball isn't stopping. It's continuing to grow more. Are you good? Yeah, that didn't work. Again, didn't work.
You can see that.
Yes, it's light. It's artificial light.
Exactly my point. I have artificial light right here, but my vision is completely fine.
Well, your eyes have probably... Don't do that. Gypsy, it's not something that's going to take effect within a couple seconds. It's something that happens over years.
Okay, wait, hold on. This is probably maybe a bad idea. Oh, this is gonna blind me. Okay, here we go.
Like, as a do not do that. That's not how it works. That's That's
Look,
not how it works, you
I-
spastic.
I'm. Listen.
Look, the whole purpose of daylight saving is to make people more active in natural daylight, which is just healthier for the body.
Okay, if people want more time in the daylight, wake
It's
up
not
earlier.
that people want it. It's not that people desire it. It's just trying to get people to be more active without actually doing anything to make their day out of the ordinary.
Okay, but now here's the thing: if a kid is inside all day playing Fortnite, daylight savings isn't gonna fucking change that. He's still gonna be inside all day playing Fortnite.
It's not gonna affect him. But for the people that it does, it will improve their lives, is the point.
I still think I'm very happy WA is like the only place that doesn't participate in
Okay,
daylight
think of it like
savings.
this. Fucking airbag improvement in cars,
No, look,
right?
I
Does
get what
not
you're
affect
saying.
anybody in the back fucking seat. Does it?
I understand
So
what
it
you're
doesn't
saying.
matter if it improves,
get your
but it's
point.
still better.
I get your point, right? But I just don't like the idea of fucking messing up the clocks. Because the sun is there
Because
telling
it doesn't
us-
affect you.
Yeah, well, it doesn't affect me because I live in WA and the daylight savings isn't here. But I don't like the idea of fucking affecting the changing
You
the
don't like
clocks.
change.
Exactly. And if they're just gonna decide, you know what, the clock's forward now for the next 6 months, it doesn't make any sense because why are we just changing the time? It also makes fucking
What difference
time
does it make to you?
well, I have to fucking do time conversions all the time, right? I'm always like, I'm live at this time, which is 2 hours ahead of you. Wait, no, it's 3 hours now because you're in daylight savings. Or is it not?
No,
Are you always in?
you
Are you
don't
in
do
daylight
that.
savings
What-
right now? Well, you know you're not. In daylight
What you do is you just go, I'm gonna stream at this time at this standard time for this area. Done. At Eastern Standard Time or Western Standard Time or wherever the fuck standard time.
Eastern
Done.
Standard Time is in America, Sneezy.
Alright? Western Standard Time.
That's not even a thing.
Where the fuck are we?
Sneezy, we have AWST, Australian Western
right.
Standard Time.
Australian Western Time. Right? You just go, I'm streaming at this time for this area, and then let everybody else figure out where the fuck it is.
That's what I do. But,
Exactly, so it doesn't change
Yeah, but
anything. You're not doing
if-
any conversions.
You know, I do have to do conversions because sometimes I have to be like, well, if I'm live at this time, if people have daylight savings, they might be at school. Or wait, do they already have daylight savings and it's out of daylight savings now? And maybe they're still no, they're out of school? No, they're at school. Oh, shit, maybe there's going to be less people watching at this time. Like, it's annoying. And also, I don't even know if Booth, he lives in some silly backwards land. I don't know if
Cutting in and out.
I don't know if
If
Booth.
I what?
I don't know if Booth's place participates in it. Like, you know, wait, what does it say? Wait, what one is?
Participates in daylight savings?
What one is Brisbane? Is it ACT, NSW, SA, TAS, or VIC?
It's AST, I think.
AST? There's no AST. There's ACT.
ACT then.
Well,
Unless that's like Adelaide or something.
well, Booth, what time is it? You know, there's an easy way to test this. Booth, what time is it for you right now?
what
It's like
time?
Probably 12.
12:42.
So you're not in daylight savings. Because it's
Literally
10.
Do get
2
daylight
hours
savings.
ahead.
Do you
Pretty
get
sure I
daylight
get-
savings? Wait, Booth, Bam, Boom, daylight. Why am I searching Booth, Bam, Boom, daylight saving? What's it called? Is it Brisbane?
In Australia, DST is observed in most states and territories, but not
No.
in Queensland, Western Australian, or the Northern Territory.
Yeah, see? It's not in your place because it's fucking. If it's 12:43 for you, that means you're only 2 hours ahead. If you had daylight savings, you'd be 3 hours ahead.
Look, it's an old system with
And
the
it's a shit
good
system,
intention.
and we should get rid of it.
Well,
Good
it's too
product
much effort to
design.
get rid of it.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
if we can just say we're no longer doing daylight savings, guys. Don't push your clocks forward an hour. Done. That's done. It's more effort to keep doing it because then everyone has to be like, oh,
Nah.
gotta
It's
set
easier
the
to
clock an
maintain
hour
the status
ahead.
quo.
I don't know what that means.
You could say the exact same thing for the months. Technically, right? If we had 13 months instead of the 12, all the days would be even. It'd be 30
bro,
days
can
like
we do
even
that?
across the
Can we do
board.
that, please? That would be amazing.
No, we can't. Even though that's better, like logically, we can't do it.
Why?
Because all of a sudden there would be mismatches in just the year prior.
What do you mean?
So you would have to be doing conversions on, say, the 31st. Oh, what day is that now? Or, well, it's fucking started now because this month had 29 days, and now this one's got 30, and it throws it out of whack a lot.
Hold on.
So it's easier to maintain the status quo, even though it's inefficient.
Well, it was originally in Brisbane, and they stopped it March 1st, 1992. So if they did it in 1992, what's stopping them from doing it now? We have better technology and shit now. It doesn't make sense.
I mean, I think it's just because we're more technological now.
I don't know.
The
But
way technology works is it's kind of hardwired in its...
yeah, but wasn't that
base
like a whole
state.
thing and like everyone thought the world was going to end in 2000 because the clocks and shit, and it ended up just not mattering at all.
I don't know. I don't know
Actually,
what
yeah,
you're
no one
referring
here was alive at that time. That's a topic for another day.
Nope.
Anyway, look, I think we've covered everything. Let me just go over. Yep. Well, we didn't do that one for obvious reasons. Yep.
All right,
yep.
last question. Now this one is by Ryan, and he's probably doing this now.
No.
But
no.
is it gay?
Well, that's it. Ryan's gone. Dodged a bullet with that one. Anyway, that's it.
Boof.
Any
Kinda
final
was
words?
here.
Final remarks?
Asians are hot.
You know what? That's it. That's the end. Goodbye.